Train stops play. You are very lucky to have a long line, Logan told Toby, Thomas and Percy at the sheds one morning. You need all these things. You have branch lines, factories and stations and shunting yards especially, he said. Thank you, Toby, Thomas and Percy said politely. But I do miss all of that in the main line, said Logan. I don't get to pull as much trucks on my line anymore as I used to. Then Percy had an idea. Why don't you take my trucks tomorrow instead? Sound fair to you? This made Logan very happy. He could not wait until he and the three little engines went to sleep. The next morning, Logan and Percy talked with their drivers and firemen, and they both agreed. But Toby and Thomas were surprised. Soon Logan started taking some trucks to the dock, and he brought empty trucks back. When he arrived at the Sodor suspension bridge, he arrived through the tunnel and out and up to the Action Canyon Bridge. He had to stop at a red signal there. Don't worry about that, said Logan's driver. We'll watch the players from down there. The players were playing cricket, but while Logan's driver and fireman were not looking, the ball went high up in the air and went thud onto one of Logan's empty trucks. The signal went down and Logan was on his way, and he started whistling cheerfully. Come back! Shouted one of the players. We want our ball back! But Logan didn't hear. Then they came to their lorry. Wake up, Elizabeth, they said. Those three over there have got our ball and we want it back. Then they drove on Elizabeth and she came out of her hiding spot and went after Logan. Soon, when Logan arrived at Shen Valley, his driver and fireman and Logan himself both didn't know that the players and Elizabeth were chasing them because of their ball. As Elizabeth honked her horn, the driver looked back. If it's a race we want, then we can give them one. Come on, Logan, said the driver, and they raced faster. They're getting away, shouted Elizabeth, and she drew faster. But her engine clonked and clonked. Still Logan was racing on. Come back, shouted Elizabeth. But Logan didn't hear. And they were still losing Logan. Soon, Elizabeth went racing nearly towards the shed as Logan went through the turntable. My golly, thank goodness he's disappeared over that magic circle. Now we can all go home. But poor Elizabeth couldn't go home. Her engine rubbed and groaned, and she still had to keep going. Soon they approached Wellsworth Station. Luckily, Logan was there, and Elizabeth broke down. Soon, the players got out of Elizabeth and spoke to the driver and fireman about their ball. We're sorry, said the driver and fireman. We didn't know your ball went in one of our trucks. Oh, you couldn't help it, said one of the players. Then they've asked the station master to look in one of the empty trucks. When the ball was found, the station master and the driver and fireman have arranged a flatbed truck for Elizabeth and a brake van for the players, and so and so Logan was ready to pull them back to Shen Valley. After they arrived back to the hills of Shen Valley, the cricket players played their game once again, and when the game was over, Logan's driver and fireman watched as they clapped. "The engines are really useful," Elizabeth said kindly, "but they can do anything to help a poor car or a lorry."